Hello, I'm going to talk about David Bowie because I adore him. For one thing, it is not a debatable fact that he was the best and one of the most influential people that ever existed. I mean, and inspirational too. He was um, one of the weirdos that made it, and that is an affectionate term. Um, he's so incredible because, as us Bowie fans know, and most people know, David Bowie came out as bisexual in the 70s. And at the end of his life, he said it again after years of saying he was a closet hetero, but he was always bisexual. Come on, man. We know. We knew, right? Please tell me you knew. I did. Anyway, he inspired so many musicians and um, made it okay to be the weird guy with no eyebrows who was openly gay. You know what I mean? Like, people were more allowed to be themselves and with a bit of flamboyance, like Bowie. Um, he had a huge impact on the LGBTQ plus community. He made it he kind of made it cool to be bisexual. He's part of the reason why being bisexual seems kind of cool, because David Bowie was open about it. And there's a thing out there where he kissed Lou Reed, which is pretty cool. And plus, Queen Bitch is about Lou Reed. Don't know if you knew that. Most people do. Anywho, he influenced music by in rock and glam, especially like the 80s guys who wore makeup and fluffy, fancy hair and borderline gender bending. Guess what? David Bowie made that okay. And he influenced that kind of um, flamboyant, here I am kind of way about them. And he's part of the movement that made androgyny a really cool thing. As he was able to be effeminate, he made it, and that inspired people to be unabashedly themselves, like he was, and to not apologize for being who you are. And at least with me, that's how I feel, because I've always been real weird. I have ADHD, and pretty sure I'm autistic. So, you know how well society treated me, and how accepting that my schoolmates were, which isn't very much. I was made fun of and bullied and laughed at for being odd, and people took advantage of me a lot and stuff, so I was alone a lot of the time. And David Bowie, he made it okay to be like a weirdo, and for people to think you're odd, to keep on being yourself and not giving a shit about what people think about it. Just do what you want to do, because you have to be happy in life. And that also brought up the thing of, well, I'm not being very authentic now, am I? If I'm toning down how I feel like being. So he inspired me to experiment more and to be more confident in my Aki style, walking through middle school and high school with my Aki weird style. And then all throughout I was like, fuck them. If people don't like me because I'm weird, if people don't like me because I dress different, they can just fuck off. And David Bowie made me feel okay with being more alone. He comforted me when I was alone, kind of, because like I would listen to his music and it would almost be like hearing a friend sing. I was like a fellow freak, and he made it big, and he was famous. He's famous, and he's so different and weird, but he's so beautiful because of his weirdness. And he's an attractive man, but in a unique way. Everything about David Bowie was unique. So he inspired ingenuity, and he inspired individuality, and having some damn balls, authenticity, honesty, ambition, and to not be afraid of change and to learn and to grow. That's what I think. That's pretty cool. And not to mention, he was kind of like the representative for the weirdos and the supposed queers, even though that's not what they are, they're gay people. And everything like that, because the people who are different and strong and brave, they're the people that change the world. Because in order to improve upon something, you have to change it, and you have to come up with a different idea. So, yeah. And David Bowie constantly reinvented himself, and it worked wonders for him. So, yeah. David Bowie's pretty epic. And I'm not sure if this even makes sense, and I don't care if it does. I just know that I do better when I talk, when I talk just like, rambly or something without much of a structure. I do better. But anywho, and he was a man of many talents. He was a singer, a songwriter, a painter, highly intelligent, an actor, and he was highly, highly, highly attractive. So I think that he could have been a model. Especially, when he had a more like conventional look in the 80s with the bleached blonde hair, and he kind of looked normal, if you know what I mean. But we all know he never really was, and thank God. But yeah. And you'll never get bored listening to David Bowie either, because of his amazing diversity in his music. Even in his eras that he went through, they were still very unique to each other, and they weren't all thematic. So yeah, and it was fun, buying a new David Bowie album that just recently came out, and wondering what you were going to hear. Then you pop that baby in, and the only thing that I don't like that David Bowie did is I do not like the Laughing Gnome. And I know I'm probably speaking blasphemy here, but I don't like Tin Machine. listened to them. I have both of the albums they put out, but uh, sounds a little midlife crisis esque kind of thing. Like, oh shit, you know, because he was in his 40s, and sometimes people are like, holy shit, you know, I gotta get my body looking better, because he kind of buffed up a little bit and got not really buffed up, but got like toned and looking really really hot. And then the music's all changed, which maybe he was trying to appeal to a younger demographic. I don't know. And sometimes experiments just don't work, and I don't think Tin Machine worked. Obviously, they would have put out more than 2 albums if the goddamn thing worked. I mean, you know I love David. I've been saying that over and over and over, but just because I love someone doesn't mean I love everything about them. And Tin Machine and The Laughing Gnome are one of the or 3 things I don't like about that I really don't like in David Bowie's musical career. That's pretty good. Anywho, yeah. David Bowie is absolutely my hero. And when he died, he took a lot of light and inspiration and beauty from this world with him. He was so incredible, and it sucks knowing that there will never be, after some such years, David Bowie's putting out new music. David Bowie's dropping a new single after staying away for a long time. We'll never have that anticipation again, like, oh, David's back, because this is one hiatus he is not coming back from, and that's really sad. It's really, really sad, actually. And he knew he was dying, and I love Black Star because it was a goodbye to his fans. And I think that with the dates that he chose to release those things, he somehow knew that it would be close. It would be one of the last things he ever did, period, in life. And it would be one of the last events of his life. So, came out on his birthday, and then 2 days later, he was gone. He knew. He knew that he was gonna die. And he knew exactly when. Some people just know. You know? And I feel the shift in the world and the great wave of sadness that washed over music and entertainment in general, because David Bowie was a legend and a mover and a shaker, and he was such a bright, incredible light in a mundane world. He was intelligent, he was artistic, he was funny, he was well read, he was accepting of people, he was great musician, great writer, great actor, beautiful, like just physically beautiful. And, you know, I mean, for God's sake, you married him on. You gotta look pretty good to marry him on. But she doesn't strike me as a superficial type. But anyway, on with David Bowie. He's kind and loving and a family man. And some of the things that he did, that Iman talked about, that he did, like while he was courting her was really sweet. Some of it was. Anywho, you know, when he, like I said, when he died, the energy of the world changed. And everyone felt the wave somehow. And then, you know, heaven has the best. Heaven took back their angel, their music angel. And I'm thankful that I exist within his lifetime. I'm very grateful for discovering him while he was still alive and having that anticipation of Bowie dropping a new single. I was able to enjoy that and things while he was alive and not just read about it, you know? Not just read about it or hear about it. I was part of the experience of seeing the new videos and things. And now it's done. But I'm so grateful I was able to feel those things and experience David Bowie and be here while he resided on the planet to feel his energy. There's no one like him, and there was never anyone like him, and there never will be anyone like David Bowie. I've always loved David Bowie very much. He'll always be my favorite, like primo elite. He doesn't have a number in my favorite band's ranking system because he's above a number. He is a god of music. You don't rank the divine because they're perfect. He's almost perfect. He's like angel level, not quite godly perfect, but he's a seraphim who are the most powerful. They're the most powerful in highest rank of angel, the seraphim. But anywho, David Bowie was our beautiful seraphim music. We were all blessed to have experienced him somehow. If you're watching this, you're so blessed to exist in the same time he existed. And if you haven't heard David Bowie, you need to do yourself a favor. Go look up some of his go look up David Bowie songs. Especially Ziggy Stardust and Station to Station, the Berlin trilogy, which is Heroes, Lows, and Lodger. Heroes, Low, and Lodger. And definitely listen to different stuff spanning from his entire, listen to at least one or two songs off of every album he ever did to experience just a little bit of Bowie, because I can't describe it. Anywho, thanks for watching this, and I hope that this isn't terrible. I'm just gonna put it up and like, comment, and subscribe. I will try to be more regular with my videos. I'm terrible at it. At being consistent. And yeah, see you later. Bye.